it was kind of crazy how it happened. My last game in the NFL was for the Denver Broncos, and my wife was 25, 26 weeks pregnant, and so on Wednesday the babies start to try and come out, which isn't a good thing at 26 weeks. So ironically, we were playing the Patriots that Sunday in the second round of the playoffs, my old team, and so she's rushed to the hospital in an ambulance. It's a snowstorm. It's kind of this traumatic event. We want to keep the babies in. So it's Friday, and John Elway.
Did you say babies, plural?
Yeah, twins. So, and everyone was very supportive. So, thank God nothing happened. We have healthy babies, and so the off season comes, and my mind's on kids and family and not football. So probably put on a couple pounds, and I wasn't working as hard, but I played 12 years, I got some rings, I made some money, I was like, fine if it ended today. And I literally remember the moment I was, funny because I just said I was putting some weight on, I was in the gym at Broncos facility doing sit-ups, and the guy tapped me on the shoulder and was like, come with me, bring your playbook. Everyone knows that's pretty much you're getting cut. So I was like, all right, I kind of waved to the guys. I'm like, they got me. It's all good. I'm cool with it, Went up and talked to Elway and was very appreciative of the opportunity. And first week of season comes, and the Redskins long snapper breaks his arm in a game. So now they start calling long snappers. And so by this time, I had already, missed 3 or 4 games and wasn't interested. And I got on the phone with the vice president of GoPro, who I had known for 10 years, 15 years, and I said, hey, I don't need this job. I just want to talk to the right people and give me an opportunity, And so I'm fighting to get the role. They don't really have the role, so I'm saying, well, what can you do? What are you good at? And I'm trying to list off, hey, this is where I think GoPro could be in professional sports and athletes and some of the people I know.
And just to clarify, you were trying to create a position for them that did not exist, that you felt they could use.
They needed it. They didn't have someone for it. They knew they needed it, but they were focused on other things.
And it was undefined.
It was undefined, so they had to write the job description.
You tell it so seamlessly that everything was a smooth ride, and yet it was because there was a core competency, and then you discovered your niche, and from there you took the steps. So, and then the journey began, which we have formulated as amusement, which is a feeling of being entertained and happy, a state with positive balance and high physiological arousal, almost like taking a ride from entertaining events. So you enjoyed as you did your profession, and then though at some point you made a career shift. So we'd like to hear more about that.
The day that the fax kind of came through, it was in December of 2012, the Chargers called my agent, said, hey, our guy just hurt his knee, we need you for 3 games. And I said no, because I get kind of choked up because it was it was like a pivotal moment, because sports made me who I was, but I was trying to see the end game, which I still can't. I'm trying to find it every day, but it's one of those, pivots in your life. So I chose it. It was the right choice, but I was doing this, So.
And what I see in these eyes is the eyes of a child who loves to play, and with a passion. No matter at what age you are, if you have that, I think you got that forever, and it's quite amazing. And I think that's one of the major drives of emotional energy in entrepreneurship. So that spark.
I'm a softie, so.
It's a courageous pivot, yeah.
From here, though, you moved from one ride to another. So you start your ride in GoPro, and from amusement to gratitude, because gratitude came out of another emotion that explains your story. How did that translate into your business career?
Yeah, like I said earlier, in team sports, it's, especially playing under a guy like Bill Belichick, it's very, put the team first, what everyone's going to tell you how good you are, focus on what you're doing that you could improve on. And, that kind of came out when we would get interviewed or we would do things like this. And we weren't very outspoken in New England. We were cut by the books, showing gratitude for the opportunity, gratitude for the mission that we're all on, and move forward to the next opportunity. So transitioning into GoPro, it was very the same way. Like, oh, Lonie, look what you did. And I said, I don't care what I did. Like, what am I gonna do tomorrow and the next time? And so, in the NFL, it's you're only as good as your last play.
And you went to these various athletic organizations. You, in the beginning, I believe, your story was you were pitching them on something that did not exist for them. And a lot of people jumped on board with you just based on your enthusiasm.
Yeah, it was. It's funny. I remember a key moment that I was at the NFL Combine. So when I got into GoPro, like, they were very stuck in their ways of this particular perspective in team sports. GoPro is point of view perspective. It has to be close, on body, in unique angles that you don't normally see. So it's very personable. But a lot of these team sports don't want all that stuff out in the open. They want the broadcast cameras a little far away. So, there's some massaging you got to do to the relationships and finding those alliances that kind of believe, but they're not really used to seeing it this way. So I remember I was at the NFL Combine, and I'm coming off a football field in front of 80,000 people, and now I'm at this little table with a GoPro shirt on. And like all of my former teammates and coaches are walking by. They're like, "What the hell are you doing here?" I'm like, "Well, this is going to change. This is going to change everything. You're going to see this up close and point of view, and imagine, and all these ideas." And Belichick comes walking with his he kind of walks like the emperor on Star Wars, just like in the distance. And I'm like, "Bill, what's up? GoPro." And he's like, "You're ruining the game, Lonie." Honest to God. I'm like, "We're going to be everywhere in 6 years." And, it was just,
And
it
we
was
now
gist.
take it, you were right. You bet on something and you were absolutely right. You followed that creative intuition. We all take this for granted now. Seeing the world through your product, you had a vision.
It's fascinating, and you are bringing more amusement. So you are like leading amusement for people and integrating amusements. So you just make it fun for people to network, to invest, to get together to do things. So you are an amusement seeker. I can easily tell you that.
Well, it is kind of an amusement park at GoPro. I mean, this first time I put shoes on in the last month. We're in flip-flops and shorts. But this year the Creator Summit was in Broome, Western Australia. So we all flew out. It's basically right under Thailand if you look on a map, and flew out 40 other creators different from last year. And one day went in a seaplane to horizontal falls, which, waterfalls that run this way due to the tides coming in and out. And then the other day is, swimming caged with sharks and going on fan boats and looking at alligators. And this is my job. This is just adding to that kind of creative network, and I learn along the way every day. I mean, I'm lucky enough to be in this circle, in this community.